Hello, lovely people. We are back with chapter 12 in Luke. Luke chapter 12. It says warning and encouragements. Chapter 12, here we go. Meanwhile, the crowd, apologize. Meanwhile, when a crowd of many thousands had gathered, so that they were trampling on one another, Jesus began to speak first to his disciples, saying, "Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees, which is hypocrite. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What you have said in the dark will be heard in the daylight, and what you have whispered in the ear in the inner room will be proclaimed from the roofs. I tell you, my friend, do not be afraid of those who kill the body, and after that can't do no more. But I will show you whom you should fear. Fear him who, after your body shall be killed, has the authority to throw you into hell. Yes, I tell you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. Indeed, the very hairs on your head are all numbered. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. I tell you, whoever publicly acknowledges me before others, the Son of Man will acknowledge before the angels of God. But whoever disowns me before others will be disowned before the angels of God. And everyone who speaks the words against the Son of Man will be forgiven. But anyone who blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven. When you are brought before the synagogue, rulers and authorities, do not worry about how you will defeat yourself or what you will say. The Holy Spirit will teach you at the time what you should say. Someone in the crowd says to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." Jesus replied, "Men who appoint men a judge or an arbiter between you." Then he said to them, "Watch out. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions." And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man yields an abundant harvest. He thought to himself, "What should I do? I have no place to store my crops." Then he said, "This is what I'll do. I will tear down my barn and build a bigger one, and there I will store my surplus grain. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But God says to him, You fool, this very night your life will be this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich toward God. Then Jesus said to his disciples, Therefore I tell you, don't worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. Your life is more important than food, and your body is more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They have no stored room or barns, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the wildflowers grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothed the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it, for the pagan world runs after all such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flocks, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give them to the poor. Provide purse for yourself that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will never fail, where no thieves come near and no moth destroy. For where your treasure is, there your heart is also. Your heart will be also. Be dressed ready for service. Keep your lamp burning, like servants waiting for their master to return from the wedding banquet, so that when he comes and knocks, they can immediately open the door for him. It will be good for those servants whose master find them waiting when they come. Truly I tell you, when he will dress himself to serve, truly I tell you, he will dress himself to serve, will have them recline at the table, and will come and wait on them. It will be good for those servants whose master find them ready. Even if he comes in the middle of the night or toward daybreak. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what hour the thief was come, he would not have left his house. have let his house be broken into. You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. Peter asked, Lord, are you telling this parable to us or to everyone? The Lord answered, who then is the faithful and wise management, whom the master puts in charge of his servants to give them their food allowance at the proper time? It will be good for that servant whom the master finds doing so when he returns. Truly I tell you, when he will put him in charge of all his possessions. But suppose the servant says to himself, my master takes a long time coming home, and he then begins to beat the other servants, both men and women, and to eat and drink, getting drunk. The master of that servant will come on the day when he does not expect him, and at the hour he is not aware of. Cut him off to pieces and assign him a place with the unbelievers. The servant who knows the master's will and does not get ready, or does not do what the master wants, will be beaten with many blows. But one who does not know and does nothing deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. From everyone who is being given much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much more will be asked. I have come to bring the fire on earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. But I have a baptism to undergo, and what constraints I am under until it is complete. Do you think I come to bring peace on earth? No. I tell you, but division. From now on, there will be 5 in one family divided against each other, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. There will be divided fathers against sons, sons against fathers, mothers against daughters, daughters against mother-in-laws against daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. He says to the crowd, when you see the cloud rising in the west, immediately you should say, it's going to rain. And it doesn't. And when the south wind blows, you say, it's going to be hot. And it is. Hypocrites, you know how to interpret the you know how to interpret the appearance of the earth and the sky. How is it that you do not know how to interpret this present time? Why don't you judge for yourselves what is right, as you are doing with your adversary to the magistrate? Try hard to be reconciled on the way, and your adversary may drag you off to be judged, and the judge turns you over to the officer, and the officer throws you into prison. I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the rest. And I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. That was rough. Chapter 12.